Hi, my name is Chris Russell and I am the CEO of Plum Realty. Today I'd like to talk to you about, are Zillow leads worth it? Are Zillow leads worth your investment dollars? Today we're going to talk about, are Zillow leads worth it? Agents ask me this all the time, and one of the things that you need to consider is the fact that over the past 5 years there has been an 800% increase in internet leads in the past 5 years alone. 800% more leads than there were 5 years ago. And the problem is there are not more buyers now. There's 8 times as many internet leads as there were 5 years ago, but the same number of buyers. So obviously the internet leads are getting watered down in the quality of what they used to be. In addition to this problem of the internet leads getting watered down, you have the phenomenon of the prices for each lead have been growing astronomically. About a decade ago, I used Zillow leads and Realtor.com leads almost exclusively. And it was easy back then. I would spend maybe $500 per month. I'd get about 25 leads per month, so it was only about $20 per lead. And just about every month I could get about 1 or 2 closings. I had about a 1 in 10 to 1 in 20 closing ratio depending on the month, depending on the leads. So I could close a ton of deals, and it was always worthwhile to pay for these leads. But here we are about a decade later and things have changed. And so agents ask me, is it worth it now? In 2022, is it worth it to invest in Zillow leads? So just to make sure I had the right information that is relevant today, I went ahead and contacted Zillow. I wanted to do up-to-date research. I contacted Zillow and they had one of their reps call me, and after several phone calls from the Zillow rep and several text messages, I finally got into a text message conversation with this rep from Zillow. And during this conversation, she definitely wanted to get me on the phone. I don't like talking to salespeople. I'm a salesperson, but I don't like talking to salespeople. I told her, I said, hey, I really need to text with you because I want to be able to review the conversation later. And the thing about phone sales is a lot of times the phone sales rep can push you into things without you really being able to process through it fully and give it your full attention and understanding of each thing that they're saying. They can rattle off a whole bunch of numbers and get your head spinning and almost confuse you. So I like to stick to text or email. They don't like that. I like that. That's my preferred method of communication. So I asked the sales rep from Zillow about specific zip codes. There were about 3, 4, 5 zip codes that I asked them about. Of all of them, the zip code 45039, that's Mainville, Ohio, ended up being the least expensive zip code that happened to be available at that time. That means the other zip codes were more expensive than this zip code that we were zeroing in on. And so we started zeroing in on this 45039 zip code, and she told me for $3,500 we could get about 6 to 8 leads per month. So 6 to 8 leads, let's call it 7. So $3,500 for 7 leads. I don't know if you're good at math, but that comes out to $500 per lead. $500 per lead. This is what she told me. And I was texting with her and I said, okay, great. $3,500 for 6 to 8 leads. We're talking about $500 per lead. I said, what is the average closing ratio that most agents have? Now I happen to know that nationwide, the average closing ratio for most agents tends to be 1 to 30. So in other words, most agents need about 30 internet leads to be able to close one deal. Now that's not necessarily just with Zillow, that's including all the internet leads, but agents nationwide tend to need about 30 leads to get one sale, okay? But she told me that the average closing ratio for a Zillow agent tends to be about 7%. So if you do the math on that, that means you need to get about 14 leads in order to get a closing. 14 leads. So if you're paying $500 per lead and you need 14 to be able to get one sale, how much money is that? Well, that's $7,000. It's not rocket science, right? That's $7,000. And I asked her, what's the average sale price for homes in the 45039 area code? And she told me that the average sale price is about $326,000, which sounds right. I'm familiar with the zip code. I thought, well, yeah, that sounds about right, $326,000. So the commission, the average commission then is going to be around $9,000, right? $9,000 commission. Now that's if you keep 100% of your commissions. If you're splitting your commission with your broker, you're already in big trouble. But if you're paying for these leads and you get to keep 100% of your commission like our agents do at Plum Realty, you're going to be keeping over $9,000 average per commission here. But if you're spending $7,000 in order to get $9,000, that to me sounds like it's starting to get to be a problem. And I asked her, I said, no, now if my math is right here, that means I'm going to have to spend $7,000 in order to get $9,000. Is that correct? She never responded. And I asked her a couple times, she was gone. No more communications from the Zillow rep. Now think about that. It costs you $7,000 in order to earn $9,000. That means they are keeping 78% of the commissions for those leads that you're closing. 78%. So you're keeping 22%, they're keeping 78%. Now, can you think of any time that you would accept a lead where the referring agent says, hey, I've got a lead for you, I get to keep 78% of the commission, you keep 22%. How would you feel about that? Would you be running all over the countryside with these buyers looking at homes if you knew you're only going to keep 22% of the commission? Probably not. I can't think of any time when I would accept a lead when the person referring the lead is going to keep 78% of the commission. That wouldn't work for me. It might work for you, wouldn't work for me. So for me, as I evaluate the Zillow lead process, the concept of giving them 78% of my commissions doesn't fly. I would rather stick with other lead generation sources. I would rather be calling for sale by owners, expireds. I would rather be working my sphere of influence. I would rather be doing circle prospecting. Those are the ways I would be generating leads. I would be staying away from Zillow, but keep in mind, this is just my opinion. And this is just this one zip code. Of course, they have cheaper zip codes around. And I'll be honest as well, we have agents that work for a brokerage that make a ton of money using Zillow leads. But in this case study, I just had to share with you these numbers. And this was the least expensive zip code of all of the ones that she priced out for me. $500 per lead. So I know they have cheaper leads out there, but I'm a little bit skeptical based on the conversation that I had with her. Well, but that's my opinion. What's your opinion? You may have a different opinion, you may have a different experience with Zillow. If you agree with me, disagree, I'd love to hear your response in the comments below. All right, that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. And feel free to message me. If you'd like to sign up for a one-on-one coaching session, I'd love to help you with your business. Click the link below. And as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share this video on your own social media. All right, thanks for watching. Go make some money.